Don't you love walking into a house that smells of fresh goodies made? I do, especially if it's my grandma's house. According to blog.flippinggoodcookies.com, the chocolate chip cookie was accidentally developed by Ruth Graves Wakefield in 1930. She owned the Tollhouse Inn in Massachusetts, a very popular restaurant that featured home cooking in the 1930s. It is said that she was making chocolate cookies and ran out of the baker's chocolate. She had to substitute broken pieces of the semi-chocolates from Nestle. She thought it would melt and mix into the batter. However, not in this case. It was chunks. It's the chocolate chip cookie. During World War II, the U.S. soldiers from Massachusetts were stationed overseas. They shared the cookies that they received in their care packages with other soldiers over there. Soon, Ruth was overwhelmed with all the writing of letters asking for her magnificent recipe. She eventually sold her recipe to Nestle for the exchange of a lifetime shipment of chocolate chips. Proper hand washing is something very important according to the Siouxland Health District. It is important whenever you're handling food to properly wash your hands with soap or Germ-X. Take your hands, you rub them together, front, back, in between all fingers up to your wrist on both sides. This is very important to do so you don't contaminate your work area. Now, let's preheat our oven to 350 degrees if we're using a light colored cookie sheet. If for some reason you need to use a dark colored cookie sheet, preheat your oven to 325, as the dark absorbs heat faster and makes your cookies bake faster. Now, according to the Mortensen Family Cookbook, my Grandma Jan's recipe, this is my favorite chocolate chip recipe I use. You use 1 cup of Crisco. I like the prepackaged 1 cups. You use 1 cup of sugar, regular white sugar. You use a half cup of brown sugar. Make sure you pack it down into the cup so you have an exact half cup. Dump that in. Then you need 2 eggs. When breaking your eggshells, be very careful so that you do no eggshells in the cookie dough. Next, you're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. My mom always says the cap is 1 teaspoon. You can do that, or you can actually measure. After that, you need 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then you mix this very well. Make sure you blend it all together. Get everything mixed. You can use a whisk, you can use a spoon, you can use a handheld mixer, you can use a standing mixer, whichever you prefer. You're going to mix it together until it's creamy, and your batter will look like this. The next step you're going to need to do is 2 cups of flour and 2 tablespoons of flour into the mixture. You want to mix that very good so it's all mixed in. You don't want the flour on the edges or big chunks of flour in the middle. And then you're going to dump in chocolate chips into your batter. Mix that all together, and your finished batter is going to look like this. So now we're going to take our cookie sheet, and I use a cookie spoon. You can use your hands, you can use a regular spoon, however you would like. Dip it onto the cookie sheet. Make sure your cookies are 2 inches apart. Make sure they're not too closest to the edge. And I do 4 rows of 3. Put these in the oven. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes. 8 minutes is a little less crispy. And your finished product will look like these. Now, remember, when making cookies, you need to properly wash your hands before and after using your products. Also, you need to check your oven temperature according to the color of your cookie sheet. You don't want it too high and you don't want it too low. So, next time you go to Grandma's house or someone that smells like they've been baking some fresh goodies, remember Ruth Wakefield's simple substitution that made these wonderful, popular chocolate chip cookies. Thank you for being my wonderful audience this evening, and now you can enjoy a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie.